Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. There are also two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, then feel free to donate to the Ukrainian refugees, or you can also support the Ukraine's military. Help us win the war against the Russian tyranny, guys. And obviously, all the donations are very much appreciated. No one's telling you to donate, $1,000 or anything like that. Even $5 is going to make a difference. So thank you very much for donating. And let's jump into the chart. So we are on the daily chart right now. You can see I have my Fibonacci set up from the swing high here in February to the swing low in July. And you got your 1.414 target at $130. I remember making videos when we were hitting these prices, and I told you that this would be a strong resistance level, obviously, and you can potentially take some profits if you did so. And actually, since the all-time high, let's see how low have we gone. So we're down about 84%, 85% basically, from the all-time high. We also have the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA, the yellow and the red line respectively. And our Fibonacci is set up over here, obviously, and we have landed on the 0.5 here at $23, almost 24. And if you had this Fibonacci set up, like I did for a very long time, then you would have had these levels for a very long time, and you could have set some buy limit orders in advance. So we do have $24 here. Below that, we have the 0.382 sitting at $19. And you also have the 0.236 sitting at $14.50. And all these levels can be retested, especially the 0.382, because we haven't retested this level because you broke out over here and you have never had the back test of support. The same thing happened with the 0.5, but you actually got the back test of support now. And the same thing happened with the golden ratio. And right now you're actually holding support above the golden ratio here because, down here you have a couple of wicks. But it's important to close the candles above support levels. So right now, actually, our very strong support level right now is the golden ratio sitting at $29.50. And as you know, the golden ratio is the most important Fibonacci level out of all of them, the 0.618, okay? And it seems like we're forming some sort of a bottom over here. As you can see, we just bounced off this support level and you're coming up, and potentially what you do is you start creating this little uptrend here. So you print a high and you can potentially come back to either retest this support, or you're going to lose it and lose the uptrend. But if you bounce up, you can look for a potential next high over here at the 786, sitting at $40 right now. Although I wouldn't expect any major moves anytime soon from altcoins because we need Bitcoin to flip bullish. You can potentially look for a bounce off the 20 EMA because the last time we bounced from it was all the way back here in at the beginning of May. And since then, we have been in this very strong pullback. And from where we are right now, that would present you a 37, almost 38% trade. And we are very overextended from the 20 EMA. There's a huge gap in between the price action and the 20 EMA. And you also have a huge gap in between the 55 and the 20 EMA. And this is unhealthy. And usually what happens after you have these gaps is you see price reversals and you have impulsive moves to the upside if you have overextensions to the downside. If you're overextended to the upside, just like you were over here in September of last year, as you can see, you create a huge gap in between the EMAs. And what you do is you come back, you back test the 55, the EMAs come closer, and then you have another strong move to the upside. Once again here, you lose the 55 just a bit and you come back up. So the EMAs are trying to stick together, right? And the price action is just driving them up and down. And that's just one way to look at it. So you have your support levels, potentially have some buy limit orders at all of these support levels, because I do think the pullback isn't over yet, but I do think we are potentially going to have a fruitful summer. I don't think we're going to print new all-time highs this summer unless we get some major news regarding Bitcoin. But I do think during the summertime, we are going to flip to bullish. Now let's jump into the daily RSI. So I'm just going to remove the white trend lines for now so it's easier for you to see. We had this strong and huge symmetrical triangle over here. We lost it. We had a little fake out here. We came back below into the oversold zone. So below the index of 30, you're oversold, and this means that it's a great opportunity to get involved in the project, because when an asset is oversold, this basically means that a lot of people have been selling. There is a tremendous amount of selling pressure, and they're selling because they're scared they're going to lose their money, obviously. But if you like the project, if you believe in it long term, then when others are selling because they're afraid to lose money, you are supposed to be the one buying up that dip because you know you're going to make money with that project. So these resistance trend lines above us could present you as some nice swing trade opportunities, right? Potentially, if you see a move all the way up here, you could back test the white trend line as resistance and come back down. So if you buy in right now, potentially you can take some profits over here. If you go a bit higher, you can look for the upper white trend line as well. If I just remove the pink trend lines at the moment so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you have this white horizontal trend line, diagonal, I should say, with one touch, two touch, three touch, one fake out, back test of support over here. Actually, you did break out, right? You had two back tests of support actually, but then you broke all the way down here. You lost the lower white trend line as support, and right now you're in the oversold. So historically, this is the time to be entering projects, because let's see, when were you this oversold on Avax? You've actually never been this oversold. So this is really bullish for Avax. For all of you who have been getting into Avax at these all-time high prices above $100, this is your opportunity to dollar cost average into the project. Now let's jump into the Binance chart. Okay, jumping into the weekly chart right now, you can see that I have a Fibonacci set up, and this is a low that we printed January 17th, and the swing high is March 28th. And as you can see, we have the 1.618 target all the way down here. And I did give you this in the last video, I believe. May 5th was the last update we had for Avax on this channel. So $35 basically was your target, because you lost this fib, right? You lost the first fib, so you target the 1.618. You even went below the second fib. So if you had some buy orders at this level, you would have been filled now, and you're actually going to be in profit, like around about 37% if you got filled in here. So potentially you could still have some buy limit orders at $27. Below that, you have the 2.272 at $23, $22.50. So have some buy orders over there. The 20 EMA on the weekly chart and the 55 EMA are coming closer, right? And you're potentially going to get the bearish cross. We got the bearish cross on Bitcoin on the weekly chart. That was the major sell signal for a lot of people. And I've been telling you about this, for pretty much a year. If you get a bearish cross on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, that is when you're going to potentially enter the bear market. But we have been consolidating for a very long time, so I do not think this will be a very extended bear market. But you are essentially in a downtrend here on Avax, because you have a high, you have a lower high, you have your low, lower low, another lower low. So potentially, if you're going to have a little relief rally here, you even come up to the first fib level here, backtest that as resistance, you print a lower high, and then you continue on with the downtrend. So essentially, you have this downtrend, and until you break out of it, you can't really say that you're bullish, okay? That's just one way to look at it. So you have these couple of support levels that I just gave you. So $35, $27, and we are below 35 at the moment. Now let me just get into some oscillators on the weekly chart. So the stochastic RSI is actually in the oversold, and as you can see, you are almost printing a bullish cross here. And notice whenever you print a cross, you usually continue in the direction of that cross. So if you have a bearish cross here, right, you come all the way down here. You have a bullish cross here, but you don't go up that much, right? You have a reversal soon after, but then you have another bullish cross. You have quite the move to the upside, a bearish cross, which is quickly followed by a bullish cross. But you can see this area here has multiple changes, multiple reversals in a very short period of time. But usually that's not the case with the stochastic RSI. So if you want to buy a little bit of Avax right now and, hoping that you're going to get this bullish cross, or you can just buy once you get it, you can actually look for some nice move to the upside over here. I'm not expecting us to go all the way here to the overbought just yet, but I do think we can have a nice relief rally for Avax and for some of the altcoins. So jumping into the weekly RSI, as you can see, you're on your way down to the oversold here. And if you get below the index of 30, then that is a great buying opportunity, especially on the weekly chart. And you haven't been that oversold on the weekly pretty much since, the launch or the listing of the coin. And if you take a look at the MACD, you're getting pretty overextended to the downside here. A very large gap in between the moving average and the MACD. And once you have that kind of gap, as you can see, you tend to get reversals. So I am expecting more downside, but long term, I'm very bullish on Avax. And, this is a great opportunity to dollar cost average in. As long as we don't lose this low over here, we're actually bullish because in the grand scheme of things, you are still in an uptrend here, right? But if you take only this fractal, then you're going to be in a downtrend, obviously. But right now, in the long term in the long term, you are in an uptrend. So thank you for watching. A bit tired, that's why I'm kind of mumbling. But thank you for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and let me know if I missed out anything on the charts as well. And make sure to check out my Patreon. The link is in the description. It's a great way to support the channel and a great way for you to get more exclusive content, send requests, suggestions, get low cap gem calls, buy and sell alerts from me, and you can also join my membership on YouTube. So that's basically the exact same thing from Patreon, but I realize not everyone uses Patreon. So if you want to support the channel from YouTube side of things, then you can do that by becoming a member. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.